You're tuned in to Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk, live every weekday on the Nation Network YouTube.
The season's turned around. Forget all the talk about not making the playoffs.
Forget about it.
Let's talk about being Stanley Cup contenders again as the Oilers erased any doubt we had in them over the course of...
Let me take a swig of my Kool-Aid here.
Over the course of 15, 20 minutes. The Oilers turned around their season, right? Right? There's a lot to get to, so let's get into things. It's time for the lead. I mean, this was the point I made at Brunch for Ben while we all watched the game, and also what an atmosphere it was. 150 Oilers fans down at Soho on Jasper, and the vibes were not quite there through 40 minutes. And usually, and when the Oilers have these comebacks quite a bit, and usually when it's happening through 40 minutes, you can kind of get a sense of like, oh man, McDavid's feeling it. Like he's gonna pop one, and if they get a lucky break, like they can come back here. I'll be honest, I thought they were dead in the water.
I wasn't feeling it. I already wrote them off. I was already ready to come in on Monday and go on a big rant about them.
I didn't live bet the comeback.
I know. I bet the Oilers to win because they were road dogs. But yeah, I'm kicking myself for not doing it. But it's for the same thing. You can see it. You can feel it. If they're going to be in the game, they're going to make that comeback. And they were not showing any signs of that.
No, not at all. And they somehow found a way to turn things around. Welcome into Oilers Nation every day. As always, coming to you live from the Sports Closet studio. I went in and picked up a Fresh Canada kit the other day. And it did. I thought it would bring them good luck. It didn't.
Yeah, well, but you still got you need the kit because Canada's the newsflash, everyone. Canada soccer is here to stay.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere on either the women's or the men's side of things. That was a really fun match over the weekend. It's a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show as well. Shout out to our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant. We are going to get into our Giant keys to victory a little bit later on in the show. But first, I want to talk a little bit more about that intense comeback. I mentioned it was at Brunch for Ben. The building, Soho, was just absolutely rocking. And the man who probably needed a goal more than anyone on this team, that would be Evan Bouchard. And he finds the back of the net twice. He ends the night with 5 shots on goal, or ends the morning, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, with 5 shots on goal. That was a big, big game. Felt good to see Dad do that.
He needed it. Like, he's been struggling. And I guess, like, that monkey off his back was probably a monkey off the whole team's back. Because, like, that just, like, ignited the whole comeback. So, like, shocker. You get pucks through on net, and you have a chance to score. And he did it twice. Well, he did it 5 times.
Yeah, he ends the game with 5 shots on net. What were his individuals and shot attempts for Evan Bouchard in that hockey game? He had 7. So
that's better.
Good sign. He got 5 of his 7 through to the net.
That's good. That's promising. We can build off of that.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much better we are as a team when we can do that. And that's the thing. Like, I always get attacked because of my takes on Bouchard. I know he has offensive upside to him. He's got a good shot, but that's like twice, like that slap shot through. And then that was an absolute snipe, the second goal.
Yeah, that second one, he picked that thing. It was a great game from Evan Bouchard. And how about Hollywood Holloway finding the back of the net? Like, watching guys score their first NHL goals is always the best, and his reaction was tremendous.
Well, let's think. He scored his first NHL goal, which was a very crucial goal to that game's outcome.
Yep.
And he did it at MSG. So like that's like the mecca of hockey, MSG, to come on the road and do that and score such an important goal. And great shot, by the way. Like, we know this kid has the tools. It's just he's working on honing the confidence and whatnot. And we know we're sitting here, go down to Bakersfield. Well, thankfully, they didn't send him down to Bakersfield for this game because we needed him.
Yeah, and my key to victory on the Giant pregame show, I said you need a goal from the bottom 6 and you need a goal from the power play. You had to win the special teams battle. And sure enough, that's what it was. It wasn't just one goal from the bottom 6, though. All 3 of those first ones that brought the game up to tied, David and Draisaitl weren't on the ice for him. Dylan Holloway was on the ice for all 3. It was the third line who got everything going and dragged the Oilers back into that hockey game. And then they finished it off with the power play marker by Leon Draisaitl, who he loves owning the New York Rangers. I don't know if we have the clip up, if you didn't see it over the weekend on Twitter with Oh yeah, here we go. We got it. throw that thing up when you have a second, Alex. Leon Draisaitl. Remember last November when they had the big comeback, or December, and it was the Draisaitl saying to the Rangers, "Oh, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming." And then this time, a little "get out of my face" to Jacob Trouba, who, wasn't really doing anything, but that's cocky swagger. That's Draisaitl at his peak.
I absolutely love it. Like, that's just such a statement, but that also shows the emotion of the moment. Like, we've been sliding, right? We're on the road in New York against a good team, and we make this comeback. He's like, yeah, F you. Like, we came and we did it. Like, this is like more than just like winning this game. Like, this is our season getting back on the rails. So yeah, Jacob Trouba, I know you're tough. Beat it.
Get out of here. Last year, that comeback victory over the New York Rangers was on Kevin Lowe night. It put the Oilers at that point. It was just their hot start continuing, and they continued to roll on after that for a little bit as well, and then things fell apart in December. Was that win last night enough for you to kind of start to wonder, is this going to be a turning point for this Oilers group?
Well, this game was a lot of things, but it was also a big deal for Jack Campbell.
Okay, you give your take and I'll give mine.
Well, but like big win once again. Like, yes, we can sit there and critique some of the goals that maybe went in, but he held in there. They weren't slowing down. We just decided to turn it up and play better in front of them. So that was a big, like I said, this game was good for many reasons. Boosh, monkey off his back. Dylan Holloway, first NHL goal. Crazy comeback win. Jack Campbell needed a win and got a win. Like,
the only thing I have with Campbell in that game, and he got the win, and like that is awesome. And I'd love to hear everyone's take on it. Head over to our YouTube chat at the Nation Network, hit the like button, and give me your thoughts on Jack Campbell and whether or not you'd start him tonight. He gave up 3 goals on 23 shots. That's an .870 save percentage.
I know
the bar for him is 900. He didn't hit that bar, and also 2 goals got waved off. Jay.
Well.
Jeremy Kupel did a lot of work. Jack Campbell better buy Jeremy Kupel a nice dinner.
This gets thrown at us when things don't go our way, but the rules are the rules.
I know, but I'm just isolating this from Campbell's perspective. One of them was an offside. He still gave up the goal. One of them was a rather cheeky goalie interference call that he wasn't stopping anyways, in my opinion. He really gave up 5 goals on 25 shots.
And it's fair. That's fair. And thankfully, we did make those challenges. I thought the offside made sense, and that was offside, but exactly, let the puck in. The interference, I was shocked that got overturned.
Me too.
I was actually pretty shocked, but by definition, it was goaltender interference. We'll take it.
Let's bring in our boy Liam, who has done his cross-province travel through a snowstorm. I'm really just happy to see you today on the show, Liam, but you're back home and you're safe. How's it going?
Good. I have had a treacherous day. Nothing better than driving from Battleford to Lloydminster at 60 kilometers an hour for 3.5 hours. So that was good. But I am here now, and I'm ready to tell the tale. And the Oilers won, so that was nice to hear on the way down there too.
Yeah. We almost had a coffee table down there. Yeah, it was a big win for the Oilers. We got the chat pretty active here on YouTube. Liam, is there anything in the chat? Because I'm seeing a ton of comments already. I can't even keep up with them, but you usually do a better job of that. What's everyone in the chat saying?
We're buzzing.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about Bouchard and just like, yeah, it's good he scored, but got to work on the defense. I told them just one step at a time, guys. We got one monkey off his back. Now we'll figure out the rest after that. People talking about Campbell and just
defense is really going to improve. Let's just be honest. He's there for his offensive upside.
Yeah, I know, but I would also say the giveaways have been a huge problem so far this year. He's been losing his man consistently. He's never going to be top pairing shutdown D-man level, but he can be better than he is right now. Saying his defense isn't going to improve isn't right. It'll get better. It can get better.
We know his offense can get better.
His DJ, come on.
Of the offense.
All right, well, on Campbell, people were pretty happy with him actually last game. So I guess disagreeing with Tyler, like Kudem said Campbell played well last game. Sergeant Battle said Campbell made some big saves, but you're not wrong, Tyler. He did allow 5 goals. If it wasn't for the video coach and that challenge, then we're probably talking about a completely different game at this point. So I guess you kind of got to go with Campbell because he did get the win and he did enough to get them the win, but I don't think it was definitely a shaky start for sure.
Neither of you guys were with me on the last pregame show when we were reacting live in real time to McDavid and Draisaitl paired up on the top line. I was vocal about the fact I don't like it. I think for the long-term success of this team, it's not the correct move. But Bag Milk made a good point. That was something where a coach is coaching to win that game and only that game. He's not trying to build up anything.
We need a win.
He's not worried about the process in that moment. He's worried about the result. So do you give Woodcroft kudos for that? Or do you look at the fact that McDavid and Draisaitl didn't score at 5-on-5 together? Do you look at that and go, let's move away from that for tonight?
Like it shouldn't be a sustained strategy. I totally subscribe to why you try and do that in New York. And yeah, they didn't get on the score sheet, but maybe that opened up the ice for the other line to allow the third line to buzz around, I guess. And that's just me trying to be, Kool-Aid drinking season. You expect when those two are together to be lethal. But I want to go back to Campbell for a second. We also didn't really defend the real estate in front of him very well.
Boy, that first goal, Broberg just not even coming close to touching Lafreniere.
So I just want to give Campbell a hair bit of credit.
That's fair.
We gave up the front of the net a lot that game. And that's not Jack's fault. But anyways, are they doing it again tonight?
Haven't seen the line combos.
We don't have the line combos yet. I hope we don't do it tonight. Obviously, it's better when you have you build your team and you win the games through the middle. You want Draisaitl and you want McDavid on two separate lines. You bring them. You go full nuclear deterrent if you need to come back, and you put the two together. Or in a must-win scenario like you do in the Rangers, if you're sliding, why not mix it up? But it shouldn't be our sustainable strategy. So I hope tonight we do back up. But having said that, we're getting kind of decimated right now with injuries.
Yeah, let's move on to talk about some of the injuries that this Oilers team is facing right now. We got a couple of updates on a few players, and it came courtesy last night of a late night release from the official Oilers account. Yamamoto's finally going on the IR. It's an upper body thing. I'm being told not concussion. I know that's been it's not neck related.
Oh,
it is upper body, but lower than his neck is what I think I'm allowed to.
Torso region.
Yeah. So he's, they thought he was close. He's not.
He's got a torqued torso.
So again, upper body, but and my thing too, because everyone remembers him getting his bell rung last year against Colorado.
Yeah.
Got hit hard in the preseason.
Yeah.
And then when a guy who has maybe had lingering concussion issues just magically disappears out of the lineup and it's day-to-day for 2 or 3 weeks, I think everyone jumps to the conclusion that, oh yeah, it's a concussion.
We get the Sidney Crosby vibe,
yeah,
right?
But it's not, is what I'm told. And they are.
Or maybe that's what they want us to think.
Okay.
Let's put our tinfoil hats on for a second.
I'm saying
why.
No.
Okay.
McLeod is going to be at least a week, if not maybe a little bit more.
Upper or lower?
Lower.
Lower. Do we know what event happened to cause the injury?
I do not know that. And Warren Fogle is also not going to be in the lineup tonight. So you are missing Ryan McLeod, Warren Fogle, Kyler Yamamoto, and Evander Kane. You are missing 4 members of your top 9 for this evening's game.
Is that good?
Here's where it's maybe. Here is the bright side.
Okay,
let's find the silver line. James Hamblin's going to make his NHL debut.
Hey, good story.
How about this for a story? Tyler Benson's also going to make his season debut.
Mm-hmm.
Hamblin, Benson, and Stuart Skinner will all be in the lineup tonight. They all played on the same Bantam team. They were all members of the Southside Athletic Club Lions.
Edmontonian. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Hamblin was talking earlier today to the media about getting the news he was going to get called up, get his first NHL game. Said there was a lot of tears for him and his family. Very excited to make his debut for the hometown team. I'm excited for this because, one, the James Hamblin thing, like you said, is a great story. He is intense and he forechecks hard. And what does this bottom six need to be?
We need that so bad.
We need it so bad. And I'm looking right now on Daily Faceoff at a third line that has Malone, Holloway, and Hamblin. And I go, that is not going to be your third line for very long. That is not a
That's not a good line.
That's not a good third line in terms of
That's a fourth line.
It's a fourth line. But that looks like it could be a damn good fourth line. And if these injuries, if there is a silver lining, it's a guy like James Hamblin getting to come up and hopefully prove, hey, I'm an NHLer and I'm going to do what it takes to stay in the league. And a guy like Dylan Holloway being rejuvenated after his first goal, being forced into a bigger role because there are so many injuries. You can't just hide Holloway on the fourth line anymore. I love this. I love the Hamblin addition. I love that Benson, after his good preseason's getting a look. You need bottom six guys to step up.
And they're playing with their Baco captain there down the center. So, yeah, you know what?
It's awesome.
Like, if they bring the energy, they'll be extremely effective. Go around and just crush some Panthers.
Yeah, and Florida, facing some injury problems of their own, won't have Alexander Barkov on this trip.
Oh, that's big.
So they're missing their most impactful forward as well. So
while the starting for them tonight, who do you think? Who are you starting
for the Oilers?
No, for
Florida.
Are you a Spencer Knight fan? Or are you?
I am a Spencer Knight fan. I think he obviously is the future there, and he's been playing the best of late. So we'll see. It's unconfirmed right now on Daily Faceoff. I know that's going to drive Chalmers.
Chalmers is upset.
Pissed. But Stuart Skinner via Daniel Nugent-Bowman was in the starters crease. I like it. I think you go back to Stu. You got to give him a chance 100%. To redeem himself.
Well, right now, he's still the number one goalie, in my opinion.
And that's fair.
And he needs a win. Stuart Skinner's record doesn't do him justice. You know, his save percentage is strong and his win record is crap. And you look at Jack Campbell and it's the reverse. I'm not saying his record's great, but he's got a winning record, I believe, or very close.
Yeah, here I think we can fire that up. What is he? 7-5-0 on the year, and Skinner's 4-5-0.
Which is we just got to play in front of Stu a little bit better here, because it's definitely not him. It's us. And by us, I mean the Edmonton Oilers.
They seem to, for whatever reason, give way more support. You're right, to Campbell than they do to Skinner. And
so I'm like, that to me is like a weird signal of like, oh shit. Like, remember when Skinner came and played his first game? Like, it was a high scoring affair, but like we played like really.
That was the Columbus game, right?
Was it Columbus? Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but we had to throw him in net because of injury.
Yeah,
and you know, he wasn't the greatest at that time, but I think we won like 6-5 or something. It was just a track meet, but like the team just played in front of him because they wanted to get him his win.
November 9th against Detroit was his debut when he stopped 35-38 last season.
Yeah, but I think there was a game before that.
There was an Ottawa game the
year
before.
Yeah. It was in the weird, in the COVID season. That's right. That's right. No fans in the stands. So anyways, it's, to me, you got to like, if the team plays different, like, and they feel like they have to play better in front of Campbell, like that might be a bad thing. But Skinner, we just got like, if we play okay in front of Skinner, we're going to get the wins.
Yeah.
He's going to make the saves.
He's got a .921 save percentage on the year.
His puck playing per 60 give ups is
Mike Smith-esque without the good plays per 60.
Well, Mike Smith has a little delta of time. There's a break of time between gaffes. He went like two pretty close. So obviously, you know, we definitely pick up on that, but his save percentage speaks for itself. It's good.
Tyler asks us a question. Tyler Mullick.
Hey, Tyler.
Over under 5 minutes for James Hamblin time on ice. I think it's going to go over because they don't have a choice, man. They're so banged up. You got to play these guys.
If he's going around and crushing bodies,
play him.
Keep him playing. Yeah. I could definitely see the over, but I think it's a good line because it easily could be under.
And the game script will determine that a little bit, right? Like if the Oilers go down early and they got to rely on Draisaitl and McDavid,
well, yeah, then they're going to be paired up again and they're going to play 28 minutes tonight.
But yeah, I think the game script will determine it. But I'd love for Woodcroft just get a real good look at these guys. I want to see Holloway play a ton tonight to see if he can build off that success. The shitty timing of these injuries is that like Ryan McLeod it looked like he was starting to turn it around, getting really good on ice numbers. Felt like the third line was starting to generate some momentum for them.
Well, third line was huge in New York. You know what's crappy? You know what? You used the word shitty. So you know what's shitty? Is the Oilers played in New York at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Yep.
And they've had to fly all the way back to Edmonton to play one home game, to then go back on the road.
A very weird scheduling quirk.
That is, yeah.
Because they're back in Chicago on Wednesday. So you're right.
So they leave. So essentially, they come back. They would have come back late on Saturday, spent the day yesterday, game day today, play the game, probably on a plane tonight to Chicago.
Yeah. And then you got to play Minnesota again on Thursday. So it's back-to-backs this week against Chicago and Minnie. So you're going to need Campbell and Skinner again.
Yeah.
And then a Saturday nighter back at home against the Montreal Canadiens.
Oui.
Let's keep going with our Sherwood Ford Giant game day preview here. The Florida Panthers Like we said, they're going to be without Alexander Barkov, just like how the Oilers are maybe a team that isn't living up to expectations early in the year. The Panthers are in that same boat. They played 21 games this season, and they only have 10 wins.
How have they been since Ekblad's been back? Because he was hurt for most of the...
They're only 4-4-2 in their last 10.
Fair.
4 wins in their last 10. So they're also going to be without Alexander Barkov tonight. We have their lines courtesy of Daily Faceoff. Really interesting. Sam Bennett with Matt Tkachuk. Matt Tkachuk, 7 points in his last 5 games. He's starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Nick Cousins playing on the left side of that top line, I believe. The second line is Anton Lundell with Sam Reinhart and Carter Verhaeghe. Eetu Luosterainen with Colin White and Alexi Heponiemi. Alexi Heponiemi is a young guy. I think he was a former first-round pick as well. Eric Stahl, the veteran, on the fourth line with Ryan Lomberg and Patrick Hornquist. This is a Florida team that is pretty banged up right now. We mentioned not just Barkov, but they are still missing Anthony Duclair. The blue line is healthy, though. Gustav Forsling with Aaron Ekblad. Mark Stahl with Brandon Montour. Local product Josh Mahura playing with Radko Gudas as well. I would be trying to get McDavid and Draisaitl out there against that third pairing. It's an inexperienced Mahura, and it's a guy in Gudas who doesn't move that great.
Yeah, but you got to keep your head up when he's on the ice.
And that's fine, but McDavid will just skate around him.
Oh, yeah. I'm never worried about McDavid. That guy,
no.
He's the all-seeing eye. He doesn't miss anything.
New. So there's your Florida Panthers lineup for the Oilers. We do know our friend Jason Gregor said James Hamblin will make his NHL debut tonight. He told Gregor he grew up an Oilers fan. His first ever favorite player, Yanni Niinema.
Hard not to love Yanni Niinema.
Then it was Ryan Smith, Ales Hemsky, and Taylor Hall.
He's young.
He's very young. Like what year was he born in? He's a 99 birthday. So I kind of want to call BS on his Yanni Niinema thing. This guy's 2 years younger than me. I don't really remember Yanni Niinema as an Oiler.
But maybe it was the first one because maybe it was 4 or 5 and just loved his name.
Loved the name. That makes sense, I guess.
But he also loved him as a defender.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Yanni.
And hopefully Hamblin can give us some good full-length ice play, some good D-zone play. Channel his Yanni Niinema.
Just forecheck, back check, paycheck tonight, bro. Just come and bring the energy, man. Let's crash some bodies.
Yeah.
Now, that first line for Florida is interesting because Sam Bennett is the Sam Bennett we all thought he was going into the draft. Now, finally, not for the Flames, for the Panthers, and now he's paired up with Matthew Tkachuk. These are two Bash brothers that can score. Got to keep your head up.
Frank Saravalli talked about this last week, but the Florida Panthers need to make a move. They cannot activate Anthony Duclair unless they shed salary. So Duclair could get traded.
So wait a minute. Is he ready to be activated?
No, not yet. He's not healthy, but they're preparing.
Says who?
I
is
don't
it
know.
just randomly
He hasn't practiced.
Stretched?
He hasn't practiced yet.
Yeah, but is that by design?
So the point Frank is making is that
Arcane, just saying.
Duclair, when he's ready to be back, they might be in a situation where because they won't be able to activate him, they have to give up someone for free.
Mm-hmm.
So they could give up Duclair for free, or they could try trade an asset who has value. And he mentioned Sam Bennett and Sam Reinhart as two potential names. I'm telling you, if
trade Bennett, Bennett's been a great Panther.
But what if he's the only one who you can
Oilers
move?
Should go after Sam Bennett.
They should be all over him is the point I'm making. Yes.
Yeah, I agree, but like that, I don't know why Florida gives him up.
Because like if your option is like, hear me out through the thought process here. You give up Duclair for free and you get nothing for him. Or you trade Sam Bennett and get a first-round pick from the Oilers. And then you have room for Duclair. You take that first-round pick. You go find a cheap...
But he's a center.
Yeah, but you can move...
Duclair's a winger, isn't he?
Duclair's a winger, but you can move Reinhardt to the middle. You have Lundell. You can make it work.
Dude, I am all over it.
I know.
Like, you love telling me that the Oilers are going to get these great players. So now it's Ryan O'Reilly, and now it's Sam Bennett.
I like getting excited.
Like... Yes, you tell me. I will say 1,000 times yes. You go and get Sam Bennett. Probably more. You probably have to do first in a prospect.
2 more years at $4.4 million. I would do it in a heartbeat.
100%.
What if the cost was Ryan McLeod?
Oh,
so because from Florida's perspective, they might sit there and be like, "Oh, we need a roster player back."
I would do it.
McLeod and a pick, you'd do it.
I would do. I love you, McLeod. I almost bought one of your jerseys at Sports Closet 2 weeks ago, but. Sam Bennett, Sam Bennett brings the sandpaper. It's another layer of toughness that can also score.
Yep.
And he can grow a hell of a duster, him and Stuart Skinner. the Stash Twins,
Mm-hmm.
the Stash Bros,
Throw me in that mix.
Tyler Yaremchuk, the triplets, the Stash triplets.
All right. I'm going to get into the YouTube chat here. Dangerous Wade, who I saw at the brunch for Ben party, again, had a great time there. He says Yamo has a nipple injury week to week with a nipple contusion. Listen, I can't reveal too
accident. The piercing gone wrong.
There was a pitcher on the Yankees this year who had to miss time because he got a tattoo mid-season and it got infected and he couldn't pitch. So,
that would piss off. That would piss off the organization.
That would piss off, yeah. Rusty is back. Rusty, we missed you on Saturday, man. We needed Rusty's positivity in the chat on Saturday because there was not a ton of it. I think that pool party is best on the third line. He's going to crash and bang. He's forechecking like a monster. I agree. Keep him on the third line. We don't know like what the Oilers lineup is again tonight. I didn't see anything from any of the reporters who were down at practice or morning skate over the last couple of days. What I would do, I'd split up McDavid and Draisaitl again for tonight's game.
You start with that.
With them split up, yeah. And I would run McDavid with Hyman and who would you have on the left side there? Do you go McDavid with McDavid, Hyman, Puljujarvi, I think. And then I'd go Draisaitl with Nuge. I know I just said I like Puljujarvi on the third line, but you're so beaten up right now that there's not a lot of options.
Because Puljujarvi can skate, right?
Yeah.
So you need to keep him. You have to move him in the top six. But yes, to Rusty's point, he has been banging bodies. Mm-hmm. He's been very effective on the checking side of the game, which makes him just screams third line.
Yeah.
All right, but that's still a value to the top six too if you got skill there.
Yeah, I would debate throwing Holloway up in the top six as well.
I think you give him another look. I think you do. I think just because given the circumstance, I think moving him up there would be a good idea.
So then what you could run is you could do McDavid with Hyman on the right side and Holloway on the left side, and then you could do Draisaitl, Puljujarvi, Nuge as your second line.
It's not bad.
Makes sense.
Not bad.
Then you probably run Hamblin with Malone and Costin.
Yeah.
Why not? Crash and bang.
Just a meat line.
And then Ryan, Shore, and whoever's the odd man out right now. I don't even know who that'd be. Oh, Benson. There you go. There's your top 12. I just made your decision for you, Jay Woodcroft.
Pretty easy.
Run with it.
Yeah, run with it.
We'll see if we get another big night from
1/3 of the mustache trio over here.
Yeah, it's got my stamp of approval. Nurse with CC, Kulak with Barry, Broberg and Bouchard. I don't know if I'd keep running that Broberg and Bouchard duo.
That is risky because you need to insulate Bouchard, not de-insulate him.
Positive regression.
You got to positive regress that guy, not negative regress him.
You got to positively regress his D partner. Although he scored twice, so I mean, I don't know. Looking into the chat.
But, once again, it's not about his ability to produce points.
Yeah.
It's the other end. It's not the plus side, it's the minus side of the plus minus.
Chemo says definitely split up 29 and 97. Tyler Mulek says he would go Holloway with Draisaitl and Hyman, and I don't hate the look of that one either. Sergeant Battle says just put Hamblin on line one.
Why not?
Fuck it.
It'd be a great story. You're with McDavid, high likelihood of scoring.
Tyler also added Broberg and Bouchard had great fancy stats. I just don't know if I want to witness the regression when those fancy stats start coming back down, because I don't know if that's a sustainable pairing. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I don't love having two young guys like that together.
It's risky.
Yeah,
it's risky. Gotta go 7D.
Mike says he'd swap CC and Bouchard, but see, so again, the issue with that, and I get it. So you take, the guy who will probably struggle the most in his own end, Broberg, and you put him with Ceci, your best defensive defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
I get the logic of insulate him, but I also want Ceci handling a bunch of tough minutes because he's your best defenseman right now. So I want him playing with a strong partner so he can go up against the other team's best and not be anchored down at all. So I would go Broberg, Barry, and Kulak, Bouchard. And Broberg, Barry isn't great, but at least Barry's a veteran. And he's turned over the puck way less than Bouchard this year. And that is a fact.
Yeah, you know what? I would agree with that.
Holloway and McDavid might go crazy as well. Yeah, they might.
That's the thing. Holloway's got the tools, and it's starting to kind of come, and it might take a little bit more time than what we maybe all thought. But it's there. There's a player there.
I could see him scoring again tonight.
Well, of course. If McDavid's your center,
yeah.
Come on.
I just think he might be rolling a little bit here.
Well, he'll be buzzing. He'll be feeling good. So and the thing with Holloway is he can also throw his weight around too.
Yeah, he's not afraid to do it.
So
not at all. It is an interesting betting matchup tonight between these two sides. So let's bring in our guy Liam for our Betway wrap-up. Liam?
Tyler?
It's a pick'em. It's a pick'em tonight between the Panthers and the Florida.
That's almost like
Panthers and the Oilers.
It's almost a home dog.
It's almost a home dog.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like tonight, Liam?
I like the Oilers. I feel like this is a game they probably shouldn't win, but might find a way. And if someone's going to score a goal, it's got to be Connor McDavid, right? Is there anybody else left to score a goal at this point? So I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going with the Oilers on the money line and McDavid to grab himself a goal. I also looked up James Hamlin to score, and I'm trying to wait for that one out. But maybe James Hamlin gets on the score sheet tonight too.
Yeah, maybe. Connor McDavid hasn't scored in 3 straight games for the Oilers.
Oh, yeah.
He has not gone 4 straight games without a goal yet this year.
He's going ham.
I love McDavid to find the back of the net tonight. I love the Evan Bouchard shot prop. This is my favorite bet of the game, coming in at plus 125.
How many shots?
2.5. He's hit it in 4 of 6. And he had 5 last game. I think he's feeling it.
Okay,
coming off a 2-goal performance, Papa Bush is going to want to be throwing some rubber on that.
Yeah, let's go heavy. Let's just leverage recency bias. Let's go Bouchard shot prop. Let's go Holloway goal.
Yeah,
let's go. Well, so if they win the game today, is it going to be low scoring or high scoring?
I don't feel any type of way about that.
In one of the Betway pre-built bets, it's Oilers over 6.5. Connor to score. I think it was plus 300 or plus 400, which is just delicious juice right there.
Yeah, Oilers to win over 6.5, and a McDavid goal is plus 400.
Like, ooh.
I don't know if I trust the over/under. Liam, you said over.
I mean, the Oilers don't play well defensively when they have a full lineup in, and now we have half the Bakersfield condos on our roster, so I'm not expecting much of a 5-man game tonight defensively. So hopefully they can just bang some goals.
Because that's what they are.
Are they even a good over/under team?
If they win, they are.
I don't know if the data backs that up. I honestly don't know.
Data.
They went over against the Rangers, under, over, under. They're a 50-50 team on the over/under.
What about when they win?
When they've won so far this month, it was an over against Nashville. It was an over or an under against Tampa, an under against Florida, an over against Vegas, and an over against the Rangers. So yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah,
you're right.
Math.
Okay. Someone asked what the odds are on a McDavid hat trick. 25-1.
I looked at that. I'm debating because it's 25. Yeah, plus 2,500. I think you got to throw a couple bucks on that. He's due. He is due. I am very excited about that.
I like, as always, Oilers to win and McDavid 2+ points, and I like the Bouchard shot prop. Those are going to be the 2 that I'm riding with tonight. I do not hate a Connor McDavid goal either. I think that's a great little stat you brought up there, Liam. So not a bad place at all. Jacob is in. He says, high scoring for us, 5-2 final. 6-0 Oil, another prediction in there. Chemo says Skinner plays tonight, and he gets a shutout. Ooh, that little prediction.
I've been saying there's a couple games where I felt like a goalie would get a shutout, but I would not use the word, and it's been ineffective. So screw all that. Shutout. Let's go Skinner.
Rusty says, shut down all this Jason Robertson for the Hart Trophy talk. McDavid goes nuts tonight and proves that he's the best player in the galaxy.
You do have to give Robertson some respect, but he's not Connor McDavid. That's...
Yeah, that's apparent. McDavid.
The fact that we even have to say that disclaimer is embarrassing.
Liam, I like your comment in the chat of like the video so we can buy Christmas gifts, please.
Whatever it takes to get the likes, and we do need them, so please like a video.
Yes. Kyler says, for you, Liam, I will. So shout out to Kyler. Let's wrap up this show with our Sherwood Ford Giant keys to victory this evening as well. Like I said, Florida not playing great hockey right now. The Oilers hoping to build off that momentum. I'm just taking a look here. The power play numbers, the Oilers second in the NHL. The Florida Panthers down at 24th in the league. The Oilers penalty kill is starting to move in the right direction, but they are still 26th in the NHL, while Florida's penalty kill ranks them 22nd. So, special teams is going to be an important side of this, but I'm just going to say, let the good times roll early. You played so well down the stretch in that game against the Rangers. Don't get behind the 8 ball tonight. Come out, hit them hard, hit them fast, get an early goal, and ride that sucker to victory. So my key to victory for our friends at Sherwood for the Giant, hit them quick, hit them early.
Yeah, and like to piggyback on that, because I think I'm saying the same thing, but different, is, we're missing some important players in our lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the keys to the game is just making sure that we're outworking the other team. And I know we're missing Barkov, but still, they've got a decent roster. Like, we've just got to put in that effort and bring in that energy and make sure that we take it to these guys so we can get that first goal. We can't. I know they're probably sick of chasing the game, and I know they feel that they can come back because they just recently did it, but that can't be our brand, and that is the Oilers brand. We're the overs, and we're the comeback kids. So tonight, it's just hard work. Let's get gritty because, we got a decimated lineup. We got some players coming up from Baco that are here to kind of make their bones. So go and do that. Come on, Hamlin. I'm looking at you, buddy.
Liam, what's your key to victory tonight for the Oily boys?
Just believe. Just believe you can do it. With everything's not going our way so far this season, and you just gotta ride the wave. So just hit them hard and, I don't know, go play well. Just be positive, I guess, is the message. Just gotta give it your all.
Play well. Go out there and play well. Give it your all. Yeah, but I do think, Liam, as much as we're kind of chuckling, like, give it your all. Like, effort is a big part of this with this team. Mm-hmm. Like, hit some bodies, get in there, do the things that are not a lot of fun to do, and that's getting into the corners, getting physical, and all of that.
Get greedy. Just get gritty. Now, Liam, it's the World Cup, and I know you're doing a bunch of content for the 90th minute. And the one thing I always get a lot of joy from is listening to soccer/football announcers commentate the game and the terminology they use. So I want you to take football commentator analogy and apply it to how the keys of the game for the Oilers.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, I say this one all the time, but just don't concede early. Keep the ball within like a tight space. Maybe not the ball, use a puck, and put some pressure on the back line, and keep the puck, and keep it tight. Play within your means and be a team. There you go. That was off the top of my head. Hopefully that worked.
On those touches.
Yes.
Don't
kick the puck.
Play with class.
All right. Thank you. I like that little World Cup.
Yeah, why not spend it? I've been watching. I think it's even if the games are at 6 a.m. Like, I'm watching so much. I love the World Cup. I watch much football/soccer.
Passion's unbelievable.
Oh, it's great. And man, I know that was a crappy outcome against Croatia, but I will and I think a lot of people will remember where they were for that Davies goal because it was sick. Mm-hmm. Like, the excitement of the game just starting, and then that to happen. I was carrying Crawford. I was putting her to sleep. She was just falling asleep with me. And I sat in front of the TV, and the score number was like, yeah! And then she woke up and started crying, but it was all worth it.
Mayhem. All right. Thanks,
Liam. It's been good. No problem. See you later.
All right. Liam will be back.
Play well, guys.
Liam will
be well, Liam.
Before we wrap up the show today, I wanted to give some love to my good friend Lowtide, and he won't be watching this because he's busy doing his own show right now. But he passed this along today. The passing of his wife, Joanne, Mrs. Lowtide. You guys who know me and have followed me for the last few years obviously know how close I was with Lowtide, being his radio sidekick for almost 5 years, and I know just how much Joanne meant to him and that family. And cancer is just the absolute worst. And the way it took her in a couple of weeks is absolutely heartbreaking. I know the kind of person she was. Lowtide always talks so glowingly about her. I was one of the very few lucky recipients of her yearly chocolate pie run, which is something that meant a lot to me. I know they're going to miss her a ton, and I wanted to send my best to my good friend Lowtide, and our condolences to him and his family on the passing of Joanne. So just a really sad day in the Oilers community as we all mourn with our good friend Lowtide. So we'll end the show on a solemn note. Enjoy the game tonight, and we'll chat again tomorrow. Thanks.